All right, Leo rising. This is your Venus Retrograde Tarot Scope for the Venus Retrograde happening starting March 1st. What I meant to say was this Venus Retrograde is starting in your 9th house of travel, education, publishing, astrology, philosophy, and it will be moving into your 8th house of death, mental health, and other people's resources. So let's see how the tarot can support you as you move through this retrograde. All right, the first card we have is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles asks you to look at your relationship to commitment. This card it's about putting in the hours necessary to become skilled at your craft, to get to the level that you want to be at. So maybe that's, regarding education, publishing something, studying astrology, studying philosophy, however this is coming up for you. This is an invitation to look at your relationship to your dedication. But a part of this card, the invitation of this card is looking at what makes commitment so hard sometimes. Because sometimes we can really want something, but struggle to commit to it, struggle to put in the work. And, this retrograde period is asking you to review, reflect, reassess, what could be getting in the way of your commitment? Or maybe how could you improve your commitment, your dedication to this area of your life, this thing that's important to you? Maybe that is needing to change your routines and your habits a little bit to be more supportive. Maybe that is looking at your emotions, your fears, the stories that you have told yourself that are getting in the way of you showing up and committing. And what comes to the surface, looking at this relationship with, commitment, is going to bring you to the end of a cycle. So when we bring something from our subconscious to our conscious awareness, we can heal it, we can release it, we can rewrite that story. The world is an ending. The world is when we are done with something, we are complete with something. So if you allow yourself during this retrograde to process, to reflect, to really sit with the stories you've told yourself, any potential blocks you have around commitment, you will be able to end this cycle. This will no longer be something that you have to deal with. So reversals, my interpretation is often that we are just resistant to doing that work, to reflecting, to whatever the invitation is. We're resistant for some reason. So can you ask yourself, where is this resistance coming from? It can be really uncomfortable to connect with our subconscious and admit to ourselves what we've been feeling, what we've been thinking, what has kept us stuck in old cycles. But allowing yourself to do that is going to really deepen your relationship with yourself. When the Two of Cups shows up, I say that it is an invitation for you to really begin to accept a part of yourself, and ideally bring that acceptance to self-love eventually. And maybe the self-love isn't there right away, but can you start with acceptance? This new awareness you have about yourself in this area of your life, when it comes to committing to something, to putting in the work, to dedicating yourself. And maybe even those words are feeling a little bit strong. Like, this isn't to say that you are dedicating your whole life to travel, education, whatever you're trying to publish, but this is whatever has been blocking you, whatever has been holding you back from committing or showing up in the way that you want to show up. It can be uncomfortable to look at, but once you're able to look at it and accept it for what it is, you can begin to release it. And when you accept it, you are going to be able to really deepen your relationship with yourself. And this connection, I think, as we work with our subconscious, it helps us to love ourselves more, accept ourselves more. You know, if we can move past the temptation, say, to like beat ourselves up for the belief that we've held, you know, if that's coming up for you, if that resonates, because these subconscious beliefs that we hold, these stories we tell ourselves, you know, these subconscious desires, whatever's going on in our subconscious, you know, is often a result of an experience we've had early in life. And we're not to blame, but it is our responsibility to rewrite that story if it's preventing us from getting where we want to go, right? So with this retrograde moving into your house of death, mental health, other people's resources, you know, this could be really rewriting this story, you know, could really be beneficial for your mental health. Ending this cycle could really improve your mental health. Other people's resources, you know, who has resources available to help you and support you through this? Could be a book someone else wrote on, you know, some kind of self-love, self-help. Could be a therapist, you know, a supportive person in your life. And yeah, let's see the last card here, your support card of like, how do you work through this as you're going through this? The Ten of Swords. This shows up when it's time to lay something to rest. It is, again, the end of a cycle. The tens are completion. So if you are struggling to, you know, work through this, if maybe you're resisting what's coming up, you don't want to reflect, you don't want to review, your mind may be getting in the way. Our brains love to keep us safe. Our minds love, you know, we love what's comfortable. So how can you really learn to be the witness of your mind, be the witness of those stories coming up, be the observer, and keep reminding yourself that if you do this work now, it will be done with. You won't have to do it again later. You won't have to keep repeating this cycle. And you are worthy of laying this cycle to rest, laying the story to rest, the story that has prevented you from really putting in the effort, the dedication, putting in the time and the energy towards the thing that you want. Hope this helps. Hope this resonates. And if you feel called for a one-on-one reading, if you would like extra support as you move through this Venus retrograde, or need support and guidance from the tarot in another area of your life, my books for March are open. You can book a one-on-one reading or purchase a pre-recorded reading delivered via email through a video for you. I will put the link in the description below. Subscribe to this channel for more tarot scopes in the near future.